behind every driver, like Terry Labonte, like Cale Yarborough, Bill Elliott, there are people whose names the average folks just don't know. One of them is the crew chief on this car, a man named Dale Inman, a man all responsible for so much of what makes this man run. When car 44 heads into the hauler, leaving its home in Thomasville, North Carolina for whatever track, a couple of names immediately come to mind. Team owner, Louisiana millionaire Billy Hagan, and the driver, Terry Labonte. But it's a third party who measures Hagan's dollars and Labonte's destiny. Every hour Terry spends in the driver's seat is equaled by a week's labor for crew chief Dale Inman. He oversees the activities of 15 people, all striving to make Terry a winner. For over 2 decades, Inman has been preparing racing cars. How does it feel to be behind the scenes rather than behind the wheel?
I just get self-satisfaction for myself, so I don't guess I have to read it in the paper to know that I have contributed. And then what really hurts you is when you make a call that might have cost you the race. That's the ones that really hurt and stick with you, because if you are fortunate enough to win a race, at that point in time in victory circle and everything, you know, you're content and you're happy and everything, but it don't take me long to get to thinking about the next upcoming race, because with the schedule we have to stay right on top of it.
Dale Inman's effort to stay on top of it starts at 6 a.m. each morning in Level Cross, North Carolina, just a half mile up the road from his cousin, Richard Petty. Inman's life is divided between 2 families. There's his wife, Mary, of 24 years, and their children, daughter Tina, and their son, Jeffrey. And then there's the other family.
I stay with those boys as much as, or more than I stay with my family, I guess, the ones we travel with.
Team truck driver Bud Crawford and wife Lou, she also drives in the long hauls and is the official scorer, takes Inman's very expensive second family over $1 million to Michigan or Talladega on any given weekend. A far different journey than what Inman remembers from 25 years ago.
We drove race cars to the track. I went when Lee was driving, and Miss Petty would drive the family car, and he'd have a new engine in, or he'd put a new ring job in the race car, and we'd drive it just to break it in, which was a 100-mile race. In 1958, me and Maurice drove a 57 Oldsmobile to Riverside, California, and raced it without all the interstates and everything. And then raced the car, and then drove it home. Finished third.
At any track, preparation is a ritual. It's a ceremony of detail, of patience, of thoroughness, of making everything and everyone in unison for the upcoming race. It is one of the things that Dale Inman does best.
I don't know how he does it. He's about the only guy I've seen that can get 15 people to work together and work together good. It's one of the hardest things there is to do.
Our team is among the top team that puts out effort on everything that they do, and it's a lot of pressure on them too. I mean, it's not only pressure on me, it's pressure on Terry, and it's pressure on them to perform like that. And the result that we're looking for is giving top performance. And if I'm mad sometime, maybe I got to swallow my pride and do something different, and maybe they get mad at me sometime, or I get mad at them. But we know at the end of the road what we want to do is make that car perform as good as we can, and that's total team effort. And it's not always easy, but that's the goal that we're searching for.
Here's Dale Inman, the crew chief on Terry Labonte's car. The car's been up front all day. Everybody's aware that your cousin has won 200 Grand National races, but not that many people know you've won 183. That's quite an accomplishment in itself.
Well, I've been around for a long time and a lot of wins, and I've seen a lot of stock car races, and we're just looking for another one here today. That's what I'd like to have. The car vibrates once in a while. I don't know what it is. I hope it was that last set of tires, but Terry will run good, and then he'll pull over, and he says he just feels like it's going to blow up. I hope it was that set of tires, but I really don't know. A lot of good cars out there right now.
Well, aside from the vibration, what does Terry say the track is like? What kind of shape is it in?
Well, we've had to put a little bit of wedge in the car, but other than that, when he leads, like when he would lead and change leads with Buddy, he would run probably 2 or 3 mile an hour quicker when he was in front. So evidently the track must be in pretty good shape, and the car seems to be working pretty good. But there's about 12, 15 cars can hang on nose to tail.
Is he more comfortable in front of the field or running in behind somebody?
Well, I don't know. I hadn't talked to him about that, but I've, you know, 2 or 3 times down through here, he's went for the lead and he's been cut off. And of course, we dropped down one time when we was leading, and because he felt a vibration. And we hadn't talked like that. We're just, you know, we're just kind of playing it as it comes and goes, and it's according to who you're racing with too, you know.
Well, Richard Petty, Dale's cousin, has the 200 wins, but this fella has 183, and the people all up and down this pit road know and respect that a lot of the strategy comes from right here, and that's what they're trying to figure right now for this race, Ken.